Hey, what's up everybody from the Razer Academy? This is Dave from netcodesource.com, and in this video guide I'm going to go over a basic default on DE Nuke and how you want to play as a CT, and then go over some of your responsibilities, what guns you want to use and things like that, what your spot's called, and just a basic overview of what you want to do. Then I'm going to go over T-side and give you guys a general default feel of what you want to do if you haven't really played the map before and things like that, and you're not sure what to do in a competitive atmosphere. So this guide is more for the players who are trying to get into the competitive scene, who probably haven't played that many times on the map and things like that, so your knowledge of the map isn't that good, and instead of having to play it hours upon hours upon hours, you could watch this video and get a good idea of what to do. So having said that, if you're a competitive player and you play this map a lot, you're generally going to know everything that I'm talking about, but hey, you could still watch it. Maybe I'll tell you something that you don't know. You know, you never know. It doesn't hurt. And so anyways, let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so when you're a CT on this map, you're going to have a lot of people kind of playing together, and they are going to have their own roles and responsibilities, but you really have to rely on each other. It's a map about teamwork and communication and having very quick thinking and fast rotations, and definitely, last but not least, very good counter flashes. Okay, so the first guy I'm going to talk about is very simple. It's going to be the outside player. His responsibilities are to watch outside. Now this is usually going to be your opper when you have an opper. He can rifle, but it's a good idea to make this your opper if you want to op on this map. He's going to spot outside, he's going to give you as much info as possible, and he's going to try to kill them when they come towards mini and things like that. He's going to make sure they can't flank your teammates and come through here and go to upper, at least without him knowing. He's going to get as much information as possible, and he's going to try not to die, most importantly. He's going to make sure he doesn't get picked. Now, that's the outside player's role, pretty simple. Now you're going to have a ramp player, a dedicated ramp player. His role is to make sure they can't enter here without the information being passed by to his teammates. He's going to try to kill as many people that come to here and take this room if he can. If he gets blind, he just doesn't want to die. If he gets a free kill, he could take it and then drop and things like that. But the main thing is he always has an option to drop down to lower and just play the lower sites. Alright? So that's the ramp player. Pretty simple on his role and responsibility. Watch this hallway. Try not to die, because you always have that option of dropping lower. Try to make them waste as much time as possible when they do take ramp, and use as many resources as possible, like flashes and smokes and things like that. Then you're going to have a rotator. This guy is kind of a floater. He doesn't generally leave his spot from around heaven. He could help at outer. He could help upper from heaven. And then last but not least, he could help ramp. So he kind of goes wherever he feels the other team is hitting. So he tries to get a pick and help his teammates out. He throws flashes for his teammates. He's kind of like a support player in a support role, but he's also a guy who can get a lot of frags. It just kind of depends how you play the spot. Now, the last two players are your upper players. You can have one player who's responsible for hut. Now, he wants to kill anybody that comes out of this little doorway right here. But it gets pretty tough because they could throw these flashes through these roofs and things like that and blind you pretty good. So he could play here, for instance, with a counter flash out, and then as soon as they execute, he could flash, maybe like off here. So he gets blind, then he throws that flash, and then he tries to kill people after that. He could play behind the silo like this. He could play up close like so. There's a lot of different options that he has to work with when he plays hut. Now the next player is the door player. The door player is going to be responsible for this doorway right here, this window kinda if they're peeking that, and he wants to make sure they can't go down these vents and plant lower without him knowing. So his responsibilities are like that. If outside's open, he's going to kind of watch mini as well. Both upper players kind of have to watch it together. And he could play with like a counter flash out like this, for instance. If they open the door and they try to execute, flash like that and then peek. And play a role where he's going to get like a lot of frags, Generally he's going to use a rifle. Everyone generally rifles on this map except for maybe the outside player. So that's a basic overview of CT side and how to play the map. It is a very CT sided map for those of you that don't know. You should be winning a lot of rounds on CT side. So now let's go over to T side. Alright guys, so for a general idea on T side, you're going to do another 2-1-2 similar to train. You're going to have 2 guys go towards outside, you're going to have 1 guy hold the lobby and hold for any pushes, and then you're going to have 2 players work ramp room. What you're going to want to end up doing in the end is trying to meet underneath heaven on this default that I'm discussing and try to take up the ladder and take upper, and then the lobby player will try to flank hut and things like that, and then plant the bomb upper and plant for heaven and win the round. So very simply, when you come out of spawn, 2 players are going to go towards this right side. They're going to come over here. They could jump and check if anybody's in big garage, which is a pretty good idea. They get smoke. They're going to throw a lot of flashbangs, and then they're going to try to meet underneath heaven. Now this is a very difficult task. This map is extremely CT sided. To win T side rounds, you're going to have to hit a lot of nice shots, and you're going to have to play pretty ballsy, to be honest. Remember, this is a default. This isn't the only way to play. You don't do this every round, but this is a way to kind of see how they're playing, get a feel for them, see if they're opting out or rifling it, see how the rotations are, and things like that. So a 2-1-2 where those 2 players do like that, and then the 2 players ramp, simply wait ramp, and then they try to execute together. They could smoke deep, for instance, and then flash off this wall, and then come out. Then they don't have to worry about the left side, and they could just worry about this, and then come across here. There's a lot of different ways that they could take ramp, but the idea is to meet your teammates underneath heaven, push this guy back to lower, and then crunch on this with 4 people, or whoever is left remaining of your team, because most likely in this situation you're going to be in a 3v4 or a 4v4, or maybe you just get crushed, who knows. But anyways, once you get to here, you want to kind of flash up like so, take up the ladder. You could come here and you could boost on the air conditioner. You need a teammate to do it, but once he gets you here, it's pretty easy to clear heaven from this side. You could kind of spam this, you could kind of spam this. You could jump like this and see if anybody's there. So on the T side of the map, your options are pretty limited. You basically either do a default like this, or you do a heavy ramp, or you do some type of flash play into upper where you flash through the windows up here, and then you take the site as a team with well-coordinated flashbangs. Alright guys, so hopefully this video gives you guys a little bit better of an understanding on Nuke, as we went over just a bit on the T side and the CT side, and trying to get you guys a better feel for the map and what to expect when you start playing it. Now, if you guys have any questions, comments, or want to give video suggestions for future videos, you can either contact us or talk to us on the YouTube channel comments, or you can go to the Razer Academy and contact us there. If you guys enjoyed this video, we have a lot more videos on the Razer Academy. You could just search for Netcode on there. We have videos just like this on Train, Dust 2, and Inferno, and we have many more videos coming up. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. This has been Daze from netcodesource.com. Peace out.